We're here at Sigma Europe, and with me is Dr. Aftab Rizvi. Sir, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate this.
Now, Dr. Rizvi, I want to ask you first, tell us about Gaming Associate and what you guys do there.
Gaming Associates is a testing of online gaming systems. For it is basically compliance testing, and we work in about 55 jurisdictions where online gaming is regulated. We work heavily with the regulators, and we help them, assist them sometimes in writing the technical requirements as well. We started in online gaming space since 1999, and again, your Sigma magazine has published the interview that I happen to be the first online gaming tester for this space. So we work in cybersecurity, we work in cyber compliance, and most of the online gaming operators are our clients.
Very, very important that you're here, I guess, because we have, of course, delegates, participants, exhibitors, and various iGaming companies that I think will need your expertise. Now, Dr. Risby, I want to touch on cybersecurity and iGaming for a bit. Can you tell us, what are, the biggest challenge this year that you see?
Online gaming industry is basically and like an e-commerce industry. So the most of the challenges we feel is that number one, they are subject to attacks. There's a ransomware attacks, which you have heard so many times. The second most important one, which is becoming a serious problem, is farming. What farming is very similar to what phishing is. In phishing, you get emails
Yeah.
where you can get
Yeah.
lose your credentials and those type of things. Whereas farming is something that they create fake websites, and the players or the clients can be diverted to that fake website. That is becoming a serious challenge. Thirdly, distributed denial of service. Basically, that is again loss of revenue for the businesses, and most importantly, the loss of credentials. So this is becoming a serious challenge for the organizations and their reputation, because if their data is being leaked or hacked, so that their clients are not confident that that the company can keep their data secure. I think these are the major challenges any e-commerce businesses suffering, and online gaming being on the frontier of e-commerce, they are suffering the same things.
Now, how can companies, iGaming companies address these challenges? Specifically, you've mentioned farming, and it's really risky because it can divert their clients to a fake website.
That's right. Uh, it's a moving target. It's not simple to make sure that everything is secure. And you know that I always start by saying that there are two type of companies. One is were hacked, and others will be hacked. So that's the challenge. But someone corrected me last time when I was speaking about this. They said there is a third type of companies, and those are that if they're hacked once, they will be hacked again. And that's the reality of life. So so it's a challenge, and the challenge can only be controlled, or there should be serious defense and depth principles applied for the security. That also means that making sure that your servers are secure, your applications are secure, your networks are secure, and especially your people are aware that what are the challenges. What we normally see, that normally people are the weakest link, and social engineering attacks are becoming more and more every day. And previously we say that like someone will come in and hack your account. Now they don't hack your account, because your account credentials are already available on the dark web. So they can just go there and just purchase that and then use it, because there's some other attacks have made them available. So defense and depth principles are that you keep an eye on your systems every day, every minute, and monitoring is very important. And not only from that point of view, you need to have an eye, or you need to really see that if are there any credentials out there in your dark web. So I think threat intelligence is becoming the real milestone here, that once these organizations should apply, and they need to be on top of if there are any known issues, or if in dark web someone is talking about their website, they're talking about their company, talking about their credentials. Otherwise, you have heard the stories, right? That you can buy the credit card details in $5 and so on. So dark web is a good market for all of this stuff. So monitoring threat intelligence is the key to these areas. In addition to the standard controls and awareness of the clients as well as the users, that how to make keep their credentials secure.
Right. And you know what? With cybersecurity or fraud or scam, it's ever evolving. So, how can an iGaming company, protect itself and keep up with that ever evolving, fraud or scams or hackers trying to target the iGaming industry?
Look, this is a never-ending process. Like I said before, that need to be on top of exactly what they're doing to make sure the site is secure. In there are, if I look at the iGaming industry, iGaming sector, then I realize there are few type of companies. Some of the organizations are working in the regulated market.
Yeah.
And in the regulated market, there are compliance requirements. Regulators and the governments are making sure that they are do the certain as they have certain controls in place, and that gives a basis or the basic controls. So that is a very good starting point. That if the regulated environment, they have got basic compliance there, and obviously those are audited by companies like us, and there are need for penetration testing, vulnerability assessments, and all of those security controls they should be there. So this is what we normally see, that those are a basic requirement. And we have seen the other type of companies also in the gaming regulated environment. They have got a bigger, they've got the bigger bar, they have got a standard which is higher, because they understand that compliance is the minimum requirement. Whereas security of any online company or iGaming site is their business. So if they can, if there is a goodwill involved, their company name, there is reputation of the company, and most importantly, the credentials of the players and privacy. So there are so many other regulations which are applicable on there, like GDPR, which is for the privacy, AML, anti-money laundering requirements. So really need to have very, very high standard of security. I think this is where it is very important that they comply to, and use the compliance requirements as the guideline, but not the final, because the
Okay.
standards are only give you the basic requirements, but they need to apply a risk-based approach where they need to see how much they are losing, so that how much control they need to have. I think it's a risk-based approach is the key for iGaming companies to apply.
Right. And we've touched on regulatory there for a bit. We're here in Europe. What can you say is, in 2024 are some of the biggest developments in terms of regulatory environment for the iGaming?
I think that trends are the regulators are becoming more and more proactive. Obviously, regulators' job is to protect the vulnerable.
Yes.
Previously, it was thought that it is gaming, so they were worried about the outcome of the games. Now, because of the GDPR and money laundering issues and all of those things, they are becoming more and more aware that it should be a broader spectrum. And so regulatory environment is definitely every day they are increasing. So player protection and money laundering, as well as the security and the privacy of the players, is becoming more and more important. So I think this is just increasing the standard of the organization, even though it is becoming challenging and difficult for some of the operators. But in general, I believe that it's good for the industry, that it needs to be more secure.
Right, right. I think protecting, of course, your customer, your clients, that's really something good for the industry as a whole. Now, my final question would be, what's your outlook for 2025? What are you seeing, for the industry to grow in terms of regulatory compliance and even addressing cybersecurity issues?
I think uh, have to increase. Regulatory requirements will increase. Security requirements will increase. With the start of AI, these are becoming more challenging environment. And I think cybersecurity and online gaming is a very niche area, and it is subject to more attacks. So I only see that the cybersecurity requirements and privacy requirements will only increase because of blockchain and crypto and all of those things. Not only they are becoming big, it is they are giving more security, but also more challenges because the other side or the hacker community is one step ahead, and they obviously, if you want to put it in control, they can come back with more aggression. So I think we need to join together and make sure that there are forums where we can talk about these challenges and create more and more awareness, not only to the operators, but also to the regulators and the users or players who work in this, they are main stakeholder of in this industry.
Right, and we're very thankful that you're here, Dr. Rizvi, because these are very important topics that needs to be addressed in the industry, and you're bringing your expertise. Thank you so much for sharing a warning, and of course, lots of advice there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I believe that we can contribute more and we can definitely create more awareness to in the industry in general and including regulators and other stakeholders so that it is more beneficial. Thank you very much again. I think Sigma is doing a great job in raising the awareness.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
most welcome.